All right, so we're gonna break down some film, and man, this was a high level play that I saw, for a level two session, and y'all moved the ball a ton. So unfortunately, I think you get better from learning from mistakes. Now I'm gonna catch you when you're good, but I'm also gonna point out some of the things to improve on, because we all got to grow some. So let's just talk about when we see training show up in these games, when we see player and ball movement and things like that. So we'll start off. Nello has the ball. Notice how he goes behind the back and turns. So immediately it's ball you man, and he could see the whole court already while he dribbles. All right. So he attack, get two on the ball, get off of it. All right. There we go with the paint touch from Graham, and he throws it out. Now watch this here. Sincere spacing out, and Nello passes it to him and seals Dylan. So if Sincere wanted to shoot that, he could. All right. But Sincere decides not to. He drives, gets two on the ball, and gets off of the ball. And because of that, we're able to gap and we're shooting free throws. Excellent player and ball movement. Really impressive, especially for this age group. Here's another play. This is a DHO, a dribble handoff. All right. And remember, screens, dribble handoffs, those are all traffic jams which require communication. So that's why they're good to have. So since now what we do want to lose, let's back it up just a little bit. We do want to lose y'all calling for the dribble handoff. I want you to just sprint. Sincere knows the rules right here, Nello. If you sprint at him, he knows if the guy's too high, I back door. If he's not, we dribble handoff. You don't have to call for him. All right, so there's the call. We don't need that. That's slow. All right, but because that's a traffic jam and no communication, um, Sincere is able to attack, and now Fallon has to make a choice. Do I guard Sincere? Of course, because I don't want him to get a layup, and now that leaves Cam wide open. Now, because of the player movement, you get more offensive rebounds. So you notice Dylan's trying to find Sincere, but Sincere has already found the ball because of the player movement. So he's able to adjust quicker and create another possession for the team. Now, this is when I'm talking about y'all dribbling too deep. You got two on the ball. Kick it right now, Nello. All right. So now we getting stuck with the ball for no reason because we're holding too long. One of the things I want to bring together or to y'all's attention on this clip is blocking out. All right, so we get a shot up. Cam, you're watching the ball. Too many guys just watch the ball, and we don't find bodies. All right, so now you're under the rim. You're not going to get any rebounds under the rim, Cam. So you got to go find somebody. And because of that, that leads to 2 points. So we got to realize that, like, because we don't find bodies, that's what's causing these issues. All right, now I really like this. Sincere comes down. Notice he's gonna get the court spaced. All right, so he's already telling guys to move, cut through. All right, Nello's naturally spacing. Cam's running to the corner, so this is really good space. Remember, the first quarter we start off 4-on-4, and then we load up the game 5-on-5 in the second and third, fourth quarters. So that's a drive. Because Nello's space, Cole comes and helps, and because of that, that's a catch and shoot. All right, that's perfectly executed. And on this possession, let's hurry up and space the floor. So Sincere throws the ball. We don't need to be in the middle of the paint. Sincere, hurry up and space outside the paint so we can kind of get these driving kicks. But because you're there, it's kind of crowding the court. Nello needs to space all the way to the corner, and Sincere should be here. And then Dylan can't guard both of you guys. In fact, he'd have to guard Cam, so both of you would be open. So because of the spacing, Nello, you should be in the corner, so that's a further closeout for Dylan. And that's why you have to do an extra move, jab, and then get into your shot. But if you're spaced to the corner, that would be a catch and shoot situation. So remember, the spacing is poor right here amongst what we got, three guys within like a 7-8 foot space. All right, and 4-on-4 especially, that shouldn't be happening. All right, but nonetheless, good shot. Let's just make sure we space. Here, Cole, you can't eyeball guys, but also if a guy is in line with you, it has to be a bounce pass. All right, and you throw it straight. If you throw a bounce pass, basically Ethan would catch the ball, split stance, and attack Cam, and then we'll have an open guy there. Or if Cam don't help, we'll have a layup. But you throw it straight, and that's where arms are. Throw a bounce, so even if he kicks it, it's still our ball because that's a kick ball. So let's make sure we're throwing bounce passes when guys are in line with the pass. This is basically the same situation. Nello helps up the court so his back is turned, and Ethan throws a bounce pass. And because that ball gets to his teammate quickly, Fallon can split stance, get inside of him, and then score a layup. All right, so those bounce passes, make the right pass at the right time. Simple as that. All right, so I'm really happy in Sincere's growth in this area. You can see him directing already because he understands spacing. So he knows, hey, I want to drive and attack, get two on the ball. So even though Cam's setting the screen, he's sending him back, sends Graham through. All right, so now that he's attacking and Graham's running through, he gets really deep. Now, he goes for the bucket. I think he could kick the Nello easy right there. But hey, I like that you created space. But here's what I want you to see. Nello, once you pick up this ball, I want you to be able to see open players. So this is a layup if you can hit Sincere at any point, but you're not having the vision at the moment. So when you go, you're trying to throw it to Graham, but if you throw it over top to the Sincere, that's an easy layup. So just make sure you can see that, and that's the difference between 2 points and not scoring. So make sure our vision and our court awareness is up. And y'all did a good job of cutting and moving without the ball, even when you don't have it, because there's players on the courts that can make that pass and hit you. So right now, Dylan sees the back of Cannon's head. So it's great to backdoor and try to get a layup right here. And that's basically what he does. Back of his head, he cuts to space. All right, just kind of know where you are on the court, Dylan. But this is what I like most. When Andre gets his ball, he knows where he's going already with it. Immediate swing, which puts let's back it up a little bit. This should be a split stance. So a lateral split stance for Julian. As that ball's coming, you should lateral and split. And if you would have did that, you'd have way more room. The next thing is be able to score layups out in front, Julian, and not just from your shoulder. And because of that, I think he bothers your shot. All right, so let's make sure we clean that up and know we can finish out in front. And now immediately after, when we get this rebound, Julian, you can see John sprinting out to space. Once you see that you don't have the layup, you need to kick this on time. That's what I'm saying. Julian, you got to kick on time. Look how long it takes you. All right, so that should be a quicker kick, and then your shooters will be in better rhythm. All right, so remember, you got to kick on time. You hold too long sometimes. I like when you get the ball here, you're directing traffic as well. Move Sincere over. Now the ball stays on the right side, and this is the other thing. The ball just came from the right side. Look where all the defenders are. When you catch it, you need to go to the weak side. All right, not where everybody else is. So this play is kind of fool's gold, where you kind of get out of trouble by luck. All right, and you can't eat off that, not consistently anyway. It's important that you can get better with your weak hand, because like right here, it's in your left hand, but you're able to dribble with your left hand stationary, but you're not attacking with it. Notice Graham spacing the floor properly. If you keep attacking, John would have to guard you, and he'd be wide open for a three. But since you're not, you have to circle back to the right side. Now, this is what I was talking about the last play. When this ball is on the right side, all the players, 1, 2, 3, are already on this strong side. So when you catch it, you should be thinking, go weak side. Graham's already about to space the floor, but you attack back to the right. And this is how most of those possessions are going to end when you get back into when you go back right, when all the other defenders are there. So remember, the ball should touch one side of the court and then go to the other side more times than not. All right, so let's show how Carter's not the only one making this mistake. This is majority of young players, but we're also going to talk about PVAD. Your positioning has a direct correlation with your vision with your anticipation, and your anticipation has a direct correlation with the decisions you make. So because Cannon turns this way, he only could see this much court typically. If he were turned the other way, he would see all four of his players. So you want to turn to the side that allows you to see more court. Anyways, we get driving to the baseline, and then the ball goes to Nello. Nello, once you catch it, you need to just stop there and go to the other side of the court, but you dribble right into the coffin corner too. You should have gotten trapped there, all right? So don't just dribble right just because you're right-handed. And then we get it out of there, and Fallon does a good job of running through this pass right here. All right, but let's not go back where the ball came from. This happens a lot, so I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to get off this topic. But now the ball's over here. The ball came from Cam's left. So, Cam, you should be thinking attack right, and then you'll get Ethan to guard you, and then Cannon will be wide open. All right, but right when you catch it, you go back to where it came from. Then you think, oh, I'll go circle back and then go this way. Now the problem is like when you're dribbling, you're only seeing the rim. You need to be able to make other players better, number one. So you just battle until you get to the rim, and those are tough shots you're trying to throw up and make. All right, so let's make sure we see that because in Cannon, don't float up, float to the corner so it's a longer closeout for Ethan if he did throw you the ball. Because here's the other thing y'all got to think about. Once you get out of a young player's vision, you're not getting the ball anymore. So if you float up and you get out of his vision, he's not kicking to you. But if you stay in the corner, you'll stay in his vision the whole time, and you'll have a better chance at getting the ball. Huge fan of this play. Sincere. He trains a lot, so he, of course, would be one to do this. He puts, who is it, Julian in jail. So Julian's behind him. So as he's dribbling, this is what you have to do, Sincere. Learn how to make plays after you do that. All right. So if you can learn to make this pass to, I can't tell who that is behind there, but if you can make that play, that would be good. Now, here's the good thing. You put him in jail. So now I could coach you what to do beyond that. So those of you that are learning new skills in training, you have to use them so we can catch you beyond the skill that we taught you. All right, so now we need to teach you how to interior pass and how to slow the game down to make the better read. So this is really good. Let's watch it. Put him in jail. Keep him there. Now just make a better read outside of that shot right there. All right, but good stuff. Way to put training to work. Julian, I put this because if you could get more consistent at kicking on time, look how much space Andre has. That's going to be one of the things that makes you valuable if you could do it on time consistently. So this is perfect. Soon as this is called a two-way closeout. Graham's running in, and now the ball is thrown, and now he has to run right back out. All right, that you created a two-way closeout in that situation, and you just gotta consistently make that stuff happen. Because if you want to be a point guard, you got to make other players more efficient, and part of that is hitting them on target and hitting them on time. Put this on video. This is not a good look for us right here, but we got to grow from it, and hopefully the video will help y'all remember. Now, one, this is my fault. Rayan should not be on the bottom block. I'm not doing my job as a ref, but hey. Anyway, look at everybody when we rebound. The bottom guys are not touching anybody. Y'all are running right under the rim. See, the first thing y'all have to do when there's a free throw being shot is you have to step into the guy. Now again, Rayan should be standing right here, but both Cannon and Rayan run straight in. Everybody runs straight in. Nobody touches anybody. The only one who does their job is Carter. All right, so let's make sure we do better at blocking out. You have to touch people on rebounds, guys. This is a possession that had a lot of potential there. We had a lot of guys attacking, but the spacing was so poor that y'all couldn't get any attacks. So remember, we did string passing. So as Cam drives, you need to float. All right, Graham. Oh, you did float a little bit, but not enough to my liking. And then Cannon, you have to float. All right, but for the most of the possession, everybody's at the free throw line and above. So there's no space because Cannon should have been in the corner, so DJ's man helped. So if you notice, the free throw line is right here. And basically for most of this possession, all four of you guys are in this vicinity and nobody got below the free throw line. So because of that, there's just no space to go anywhere or attack the defense. All right. Ref missed the moving screen right there. But here we are, we just didn't have a good possession because of spacing, so be mindful. Somewhat similar play. I like this move from Nello. Jab right, attack left, so he gets a paint touch, and then he kicks. Now this is where the issues kind of start. So one, Cam, you got to recognize when there's space and when there isn't. So Cannon, because you're standing still, there's nowhere for Graham to go. So you have to learn to float below the free throw line to the corner. And then Graham would float here because remember, the person who steals the ball typically isn't the guy that's guarding the person. It's usually a help defender. So in this case, when Cam dribbles, because there's no space, the person that's guarding Graham is going to be the person who steals the ball. So what you want, Cannon, is to be here, and then Graham should be where you are, and now he will be wide open. All right, so because of that, that's a steal, and it's because of spacing. And then even worse, transition isn't very good either. Because of how high everybody is. I probably shouldn't put this on there at y'all's age because you need to work your way up to this, but I'm going to show it anyway because it's important eventually when you get older. So DJ gets a steal. When y'all get a little older, if a person's getting beat, all he's gonna wait for is for the person to sweep the ball over so they could strip it out his hand, and hopefully it hit off your leg and go out of bounds. But DJ picks it up off the dribble, and then Graham's not able to get to it because of that pickup. So um, that's a skill he's worked on. Obviously, if you want to shoot that shot, you got to work on it a lot, but that allows him to shoot, and that's actually a basic layup, but it looks fancy and really it's very efficient if when you get older, when people are trying to strip you for the ball and you just keep it away from them. I'm gonna use this clip to count dribbles. Listen, you should be able to make quick decisions. Hopefully, when you first catch the ball, they're called point 0.5 decisions. And then you should be able to take two or less dribbles to make something happen, either to attract the defender, drive and kick, and player movement and ball movement will be able to defeat most defenses. In high school, if you have consistent player and ball movement, after about 7.5 seconds, you'll get an open shot. All right, and that's in high school. So, but you can't stop the ball. So let's count the dribbles on each possession. All right, so Nello gets down court. Graham catches it. Jab. One. Pass. Quick pass from Sincere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six dribbles from Cam. 1, 2. So Cam, you got to keep that ball moving because every time you dribble and stop it, everybody gets to rest. So let's watch it one more time. We get it immediately. Defense has to move. Quick swing to you. Now, watch the defense, how everybody gets to rest while you dribble. And you can't be the ball stopper in possession. So make sure that ball stays moving, and then we could get open shots and good looks like that.